Yeah,
That's them.
I always feel the same way too when I'm trying to get Urza milled. I'm like, okay, I get the stones down, I get Urza down, then it's like, okay, now I gotta spend all this mana to activate it. And when it activates, I'm always holding my breath, like, oh my god, please don't kill Urza. And then when it resolves, then I'm like, okay, now I got the planeswalker. Please don't kill my planeswalker. I did all this work. Yeah, it's a struggle, man.
That I agree. Looks like we are into it. Table 3 in the Discord there for the matchup. Unfortunately, it looks like one of our mono white mid range players is going to be knocked out of the top 8 because they got paired against one another. So, as much as maybe folks were rooting for the underdog here, it's, one of them's going away here. The first couple of turns looking good for both players. They're deploying their threats. They're getting some reckoning and some bank busting done. Some of those are being destroyed. A little bit of damage being dealt. Restoration of the Ganjo coming on down for Rash Gun here on at the beginning of turn 4. And looks like Joss has a wealth of options. Just could deploy just about anything here, not, save the farewell. Is this the sort of matchup you think that you want to save the Steel Seraph to actually fire off the big mode?
Yeah,
or do you feel like
I was just getting ready to say, I think that I wouldn't have played the Steel Seraph there. I would have let my opponent lean into the board. Maybe I can get them to overinvest, and then I just wipe everything out with farewell. And now, I'm ahead. I'm going in.
Sure, that makes sense. Looks like Lorien of the Third Path does come out, destroys that Reckoner Bankbuster on the other side. You gotta love these mid-range mirrors where everybody's trying to accrue value. Looks like Restoration of a Ganjo going to pitch a land and bring the Reckoner Bankbuster right back. Then a Depopulate going to sweep that board, clearing up all those tokens from the wedding announcement as well as the Vigilant Creature that gets shipped to the bin. Looks like 5 mana available. Restoration of a Ganjo getting ready to flip. Reckoner Bankbuster over there. And rather than do any Touch the Spirit Realm shenanigans or maybe even Destroy Evil, Steel Seraph just shows up, putting a Vigilant threat on the board.
And they can protect the Steel Seraph here, so that's a good play.
Yeah, that's I would concur. And notably, Rashgun has deployed a huge amount of their hand. Wow, Sanctuary Warden comes down. 2 shield counters. Going to remove a shield counter. Make a dude. Does so. Still a shield counter remaining, but the Touch of the Spirit Realm going to handle that, right?
Yep.
And Destroy Evil comes out of the hand to take care of the Restoration of Ganjo's backside. Boy, Jous's hand has really, really lined up well against Rashgun. Rashgun down to 2 cards. Jous on 2 cards as well, but notably, there is a Wedding Festivity down that's already flipped. So all of the creatures are larger. Ambitious Farmhand gonna show up, grab a land, kind of a little bit of a 2-for-1, and looks like Joss is going to be able to be crashing in here for kind of a lot of damage. Now, do you agree with this? I was sitting here thinking, man, Steel Seraph getting Vigilance seems strong. Yeah. But Joss elects to give Flying, scoot as much damage as possible.
Yeah, he's just trying to get in. I mean, you're sitting on 1 card here, and it's a board wipe. So, oh man.
Okay.
Oh, that's bad.
That's wow. Are you kidding me?
Top decks.
So how do you feel about a sorcery speed Swords to Plowshares? How do you feel? Is that still good? I don't know. It's admittedly they don't gain as much life here. But
yeah, I mean, hey, in this situation is great. So
oh my goodness. Jeez, that's crazy. Absolutely blowing my mind here. Looks like just saying we're gonna beat you in the air. And cruises in for 6 more. This is a 2-turn clock from here. Right? Rashgun, 3 cards in hand, needs to come up with something or game's going to end. That's all there is to it. Notably, folks, I do want to stress, these are both mono white mid-range. These are not the same deck. These are I'm not even sure these are cousins. You know,
these are completely different decks.
These are very different decks. One has 8 creatures. The other has 16 creatures, right? They have some similarities. You know, there's they're both running some number of Sanctuary Warden, but the one's running 4, the other's only running 2. They're both running 4 Wandering Emperors, of course. They're both running 4 Wedding Festivities, but like everything else about these is different. Boy, oh boy, the interaction.
Rashgon is going to need a Wandering Emperor here.
Oh my goodness, you're not kidding. But does Wandering Emperor even save them at this point?
It will, because they can, unless they decide to give their Seraph Vigilance. I mean, which is probably what they're going to end up doing.
I mean, once you've got lethal in play, right?
I would be shocked if he doesn't give you Vigilance, especially with all the mana tapped up there.
Yeah, agreed, 100%. And you know, I absolutely respect when you know, when someone says I'm gonna make this as short a game as possible and all that, but this feels kind of free to be careful, right? It doesn't. All right, no, well, Joss disagrees with me.
Doesn't the 3/1 thing blow up enchantments?
It does.
Yeah, you can get his flyer back.
Yeah, looks like Sanctuary Warden shows up, does remove a counter, and gonna jump in front of the Steel Seraph.
Raft the board here.
Oh my goodness! And Destroy Evil shows up.
Yeah, he's gonna have to raft the board here, because he is officially behind now.
And do you just go with everything? Just say
go with everything. Get it all out of here. Get it out of here.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Rashgon, of course, is going to take this opportunity to draw a card. And then draw another card and another card. Everything going away. Key difference here is Joust gets to be first on the board with an ambitious farmhand, but that's not a big creature. That's just a 1/1. And Rashgon has 5 cards in hand. Pick a seat. My goodness. All right. I feel like asking you to pick a seat now feels a little disingenuous, because I know which seat I'm picking. For life or not for life. Sanctuary Warden showing up here is very, very good.
Oh my God. It's just brutal. He was so far ahead too. That's so bad. Oh my God, it's just over.
What does Joss need to draw to come back into this?
I mean, what can he draw? I mean, he can get another Farewell, right? I mean, that sort of kind of helps him, but then you still don't have anything.
Yeah, Rashgon has 5 cards in hand.
Yeah, I think this one is over. I think this is over.
Man, it was looking really, really good for a minute.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the hits just keep coming. Look at this. That ain't it. And sure enough, Joss recognizes exactly what the realization we came to, that this game is over. Now, looking at their sideboards, do you feel like one of these players gets a significant advantage post-board?
Well, that Angel with those shield counters is a problem, because you got to exile it to get it out of there. So
sure.
I guess you bring in the extra copy of Farewell.
Now, yeah, shoot.
Or bring in those 2 extra copies of the enchantment that exiles.
The Urza Silex? Oh, you're talking about the Touch of Spirit Realm.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel about Urza Silex? Because it does only destroy all other permanents. Sanctuary Warden does not care about destroy stuff.
Yeah, I don't like Urza Silex here.
Fair enough. And temporary lockdown? Do you feel like since the opponent's running 4 Sanctuary Wardens, that just doesn't matter that much?
Yeah, it probably doesn't. Yeah.
Fair enough. Boy, oh boy. How do you feel about Sarah Paragon? Do you feel like it just getting stonewalled by the Sanctuary Warden is just, you know, It's not going to matter enough.
Yeah, I don't think that I don't think it's that big of a problem. And I mean, the issue here is that he's up against a deck that's generating a lot of tokens.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's easy for him to like climb out of any hole that he manages to get himself into by generating so many creatures. You can only wipe the board so many times.
That's fair. That is absolutely fair. And they left the one Fel Realm aside, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I am not here to judge. I'm here to observe. But man, that felt like a good one. Admittedly, I guess maybe Joust is just sitting here saying, I can't win the long game. Those Sanctuary Wardens are going to eat my lunch. So I need to get on the board early and often and try and win the game, you know, with my own creatures rather than trying to sweep the board all the time. If that was the perspective, then, you know, okay, I could see that, right?
Yep. What is he going to name here? He's probably going to name that angel. Keep that angel in his hand. Or, yeah, I was going to say wedding announcement. That seems like a good one. You don't want your opponent getting too far ahead on creatures.
Sure. Yeah. Do you agree with this attack?
No. I get it. He missed a land drop, so
right.
You know, he's trying to get cards in his hand, but
I mean that sucks.
Yeah, you're falling behind now.
For sure. For sure. Folks, I want to remind everybody there is a giveaway going on in the chat, I believe. So definitely check that out. So type pizza in the chat if you want to be a part of that. I believe those are still going on, unless otherwise corrected by our illustrious overlord, Hollywood Pizza. Looks like the Reckoner Bagbuster showing up, ready to draw some extra cards. Spirited Companion gets one right off the top. Oh boy, but there we go. There's the fourth land. Things were starting to get pretty scary.
Yeah, he definitely needed that.
Agreed. Looks like Reckoner Bagbuster going to put another card into Rashgun's hand, and Wedding Announcement going to flip over into Wedding Festivities. Now it's just a good old-fashioned Glorious Anthem. Back in my day, again, I've been playing a long time, but back in my day, you had to pay white 1 for Glorious Anthem. This is white 2 for a whole bunch of creatures and or card draw, and then you get Glorious Anthem later. It's like, man,
insane value.
That's a lot of value.
Gives you creatures, can draw you cards, all that.
Yeah. All right. Looks like turn just gets passed. Deploys nothing. 6 cards in hand. What are you thinking Rashgun is hanging on to? Where they just hang on to 6 cards with 5 mana and fires off nothing? Is this just Wandering Emperor? Is that all this is?
I think he's letting. Oh, there you go. Yeah, Wandering Emperor.
Sure.
Why would you play that now, though? I don't get it.
Well, it's the end step.
Oh.
So they're thinking, if you're not going to come in here, let's start advancing our own board. I'm sure that it's possible Rashgun's got another Wandering Emperor, right? There's 4 on the list, and I doubt any of them came out. Right?
So now we're just going to see the army versus the army. Which army's greater?
Oh, boy. What if I'm sure the Elspeth Resplendent stayed in. They probably brought in another one. There's 2 Elspeth Resplendents in Rashgun's deck, I would venture to guess. What if that came out here? That seems like that would be a huge beating.
Yeah, that's gonna be brutal. And then Juan, how do you say his name? Juan's?
I thought it was Joss, but
Joss?
I think so. I don't know.
He's struggling on lands here.
Yeah. Reckoner Bagbuster jumps in front of the 3/3. Is this just a board sweeper then, I guess? Is that what Rashgun was thinking? Oh,
I don't
lay down.
So. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Brutal. Since it's a creature, it has summoning sickness. You can't activate its. Oh my gosh.
Taunting him off a little bit there.
And oops. And the oops. Oh.
Well, at least he's going to eat this wedding announcement here. Get that out of here. Get it out of here.
Oh, man. You have to, right? Isn't that the nail in the coffin?
Yeah, you got to get that out of here.
Do you oops him back? That's the question. Is this oops back time?
Yeah. I bet you Rash Gun has a farewell in his hand. I bet
Is that where you're at? You think it's farewell? Because admittedly, Rash Gun has 4, or I'm sorry, please forgive me. 3 to populate in the main, a 4th one into the side, and then there are 2 farewells in the side as well. So there could be as many as 6 board sweepers over there if Rash Gun wanted them.
Just when you think the opponent doesn't have it, they have it. they always have it.
That's fair.
Are we going to see it depopulate? Depopulate here seems fair. No? All right.
Oh, brutal. Sanctuary Warden shows up. Counter goes off, puts a creature on the board. Wandering Emperor goes ahead, ticks down to add a 4th creature to the board. Is Rash Gun just saying that, yeah, if you've got a board sweeper, fire it off, now's the time?
Right.
Because Farewell notably hits everything except Planeswalkers, right? If Farewell comes out of the hand now, like land drop Farewell, then Rash Gun would be way ahead with the Wandering Emperor on board, right?
Yep. It would just devastate Joas right now. Joas.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It could also be maybe Joust.
Joust. That's what we're going with. Joust.
Joust. All right. We'll go with that. Counter goes on. First strike added. First strike and vigilance on the Anointed Peacekeeper. Does not charge into the red zone, though. Sanctuary Warden does. Do you
get exiled?
The shield? No, does not pull the shield counter off. But doesn't matter because Wandering Emperor doesn't destroy, it exiles.
She says, bye-bye. You're done.
Yeah. Now, Rash Gun, again, almost certainly still has 3 Sanctuary Wardens in the deck. So that is, there's a good chance that is not the last we've seen of Sanctuary Warden. But getting it off the board was, mission number 1 for Joust, right?
I don't think I would have played that. I mean, you're already ahead with what you had on board. Now, if Rash Gun rips a farewell here, it's going to hurt.
So you think Joust was saying, I think Rash Gun pulled the board sweepers, so I'm deploying the Sanctuary Warden and getting into the red zone? Is that what that...
It didn't even matter.
It didn't matter. All right.
So it's the plowshares.
Okay. Jeez. Brutal. Okay. Oh, man. And here's Lorien of the 3rd path. When it enters, destroy an artifact or enchantment. There goes the wedding festivities. The 2nd wedding festivities was pretty crazy. Going from 2-2 to 3-3. That was a big
critical.
game.
Yeah, that's critical right there.
Getting into the red zone. Do you agree with this attack? Everybody going after that Wandering Emperor.
Yeah, I think it's fine because I think Rashkin is at the point now where he's just like, I'm just going to outvalue you. So if you want to sack some of your guys to protect your Emperor, go ahead.
This has got to be telegraphing a board sweeper, right? But it's just depopulate. It's not farewell, right? Or do you think no, this is just, I'm trying to pressure Wandering Emperor and that's all there is to it?
It could be a board sweeper. He's got 4 mana left up there, but he's gonna blow that. He's gonna blow that festivities up. Oh,
so yes, it's a board sweeper. It's just, it comes in the form of Cathar Commando, just taking everything out. Almost nothing goes away from Rash Gun's board.
Wow.
I believe the term for that is a blowout. Is that right?
Yeah, he's toasty.
Oh man, brutal. And notably, Rash Gun doesn't know, but we know Joust has no board sweeper in hand. They're working with some random planeswalkers and sorcery stuff, or I mean instants and stuff. Like this isn't, you know, Rashgun's dominating the board, and currently Joust doesn't have a lot to say about that.
Nope, he is in serious trouble here.
5 cards in hand for Rashgun as well, dominating the board with several more cards in hand. Restoration of a Ganjo shows up. Notably, there are 2, whatever the heck those call you call those lands. Roadside Reliquary, right?
Yeah.
And as long as Rashgun doesn't crack the treasure, there is an artifact, there is an enchantment. So each of those is a divination, essentially. Rashgun is so far ahead here. What can Joust draw that gets him out of this?
Man, I don't think that. I mean, farewell maybe, but then that doesn't get rid of Emperor.
For sure. And a Wandering Emperor, you know, on 1 counter post farewell is good. A Wandering Emperor on like 4 counters farewell. I mean, I guess you don't die this turn or whatever, you know, or the next turn or whatever, but it certainly doesn't feel good either, right?
Yeah, man. Then he's gonna get his bank busted back next turn too, man. That's just brutal.
Yeah, that's gross. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
just piling it on now, man.
Yeah, Joust has played a lot of games of Magic today and has played enough with this deck to know
it's over.
This video is brought to you by MagicJank.com, the spiciest cards for your sauciest decks. Buy and sell Magic the Gathering products and gear today on MagicJank.com.
I did not have the ability to evaluate cards at all back then, and as a kid, you really don't value you don't know the true value of mana, right? Because
No,
I remember trading off a Black Lotus for a creature. So
oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, I traded off a Black Lotus, man, a Beta Lotus for Juzam Jin, man, when Arabian Nights came out, because I was a kid and I wanted the 5/5 beater. So
oh no, that's brutal. That is brutal. Looks like we are into a game here. Table 1 in the Discord. Looks like it is the mono white. We've advanced into the quarterfinals.
Let's go, baby.
Like we are right into it. Looks like up against the Jun mid-range deck we were talking about. So it's my horse versus your horse.
Let's go, baby.
Yep. Fear not. I'm pretty sure I've got this locked up. So just saying. Maybe you should look for another way to accrue value, because your horse going down.
All right, you talking real sprunk over there.
My horse, your horse goes with Restoration of Ganjo, which will generate a whole bunch of value. My horse goes with Old Runstein.
Human peasant.
Yeah.
How can you be legendary and be a peasant?
That's a great question. That's a great question. Legendary pleb, right? It's you are such a nobody. You are legendary at it,
right?
Ooh, looks like Cruelty of Ix coming down. Do you respond to this?
Well, I think you do, because you don't want them to take your commando. They may take your commando.
I mean, wow. Wow, they let it happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Commando does show up. So why this? Why attack with the Old Runstein? Did they just not see this line?
Yeah, I think they just made
this was an error?
Yeah.
That's a bummer. I mean, admittedly, I'm not going to sit up here and judge. That
oops.
Yeah, I have absolutely been there.
Yeah, now
absolutely
I think you gotta blow up this Cruelty. Yeah, you
agreed. Now that doesn't tap, right? So you could have could have swung
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, so missteps on both sides here.
Oh, that was on the end step there, right? Or no?
Oh.
No, that was on the upkeep.
No, yeah, they did that on their turn because the 1 mana there is tapped.
I'm not sure why there.
I think we're just seeing missteps on both sides here.
That could be. Like I say, it's also possible Rashgun's got some other thing in mind there that I just wasn't thinking of. You know, heavens knows that, you know, I've overlooked many a play in the past, so who knows? But that it easily could be that there was another misstep. They've played a lot of Magic, folks. Keep in mind, us saying, oh, that was a misstep is not us being like, oh, we would have made a better play. These folks have been playing Magic all day. This is deep into a tournament.
All day. It's
exhausting. You know, this is not us pronouncing judgment. Even if we do feel like it was a mistake, this is us saying, boy, they have come this far. It is wild they've come this far, and they have earned every right or every bit of this. But you know, we all make mistakes sometimes. Looks like Fable the Mirror Breaker can do a little bit of looting. Sends away a Titania, sends away a Titan of Industry. Now, is that a concession to just I need lands, or is that a situation where they're actively attempting to fill their bin? Do you think?
I think he's trying to fill it. I think he's planning on reanimating that Titan.
I see. Sure. Now,
Jun deck getting pretty far ahead here, so
it is. This folks, remember there's this one red card that keeps showing up. It's a strong card. It's called Fable of the Mirror Breaker, and it just keeps showing up. And when it's on board, you have to address every single side of it. If Fable and Mirror Breaker flips over and is not addressed, they have the Blood Tithe Harvester there. They will dissect your board, all the while accruing advantage by gaining these blood tokens. This must be answered. Now, of course, we know there's a laydown arm, there's a Fateful Absence, these, you know, whatever. But these are resources that are about to be taxed, right?
Yeah, and I think you got to lay down arms that Fable you can't leave him on the board.
No,
as much as I hate it, because you kind of want to save it for the Titan of Industry, but
agreed. Okay,
there's a Emperor, so she can get rid of Titan. She can get rid of Fable too.
Okay, looks like wedding announcement. Gonna create a dude.
Comes that
Old Runskin sends over another Titan of Industry. And
another Fable. I mean, they gotta be. Oh.
No, there is no Argoth Sanctum of Nature yet. But that is another very, very frightening card. That
yes.
You don't mess around with Titania. She will end the game. Many folks, you may not have even seen the backside, because a whole bunch of folks will.
That is a powerful, powerful card. Haste, trample, all that.
It is indeed, and you know it's boy. Just on the front side, a 3/4 reach is for 3 mana. Whenever one or more lands are put into a graveyard from anywhere, gain a couple of life. Like, you know, like it's a fine card. It's not scary or amazing on the front side, but it's fine. You flip it over to the back. I can't say without equivocation, it is terrifying.
Yeah, now, but at the same time, we know that Emperor is in hand here, so
it's true.
That's what we were talking about too, because it's like, you know, I jumped through all these hoops to get my cool meld thing, and then it gets removed.
Yeah. Agreed. Looks like wedding announcement going to flip over into wedding festivity.
So, okay, 8370 here. I was just about to say he's got to get something in the way of his flyer here.
For sure. Does not go with the shield counter. Remember, B370 knows about Fateful Absence.
Yeah.
This is a concession to wedding announcement is ruining my day. You can kill Titan of Industry. I'm going to get my value ahead of time. That's essentially what B370 was saying.
And I think he would much rather for Titan to be destroyed than to be exiled because he can reanimate it.
Agreed. That's the destruction there is very important, and there's just value coming out of that. The cruelty of Gix we've already seen one of, but there's still more, right? That's there's still more on the list. There are Gix's command as well, where it can do a bunch of board sweeping and stuff, and then return the creatures from the graveyard to the hand. Doesn't come back to the battlefield, but B370's got the mana. It's not a big deal. Sure enough, Lay Down Arms does show up. B370 pretty disappointed by that, I'm sure, but it is what it is. There are still some Titans in the bin.
We're back to he's back to having to deal with this flyer here.
Yeah. Oh boy, and you have to. You absolutely have to. There's another blood token. So that does happen. Old Runstein, remember making those blood tokens. Now Blood Tithe Harvester can get rid of Sanctuary Warden if necessary. Since you know about Fateful Absence and it's now on board, do you fire off Blood Tithe Harvester's ability right now, or do you wait to try and copy with Reflection of Kiki-Jiki next turn?
I think I'd wait.
Seems kind of greedy, doesn't it? If they get rid of your Blood Tithe Harvester now, the Sanctuary Warden is just going to eat your lunch. You have no other way to address that, right? Or at least right now.
Yeah, but I mean, well, he does have those are 3 blood tokens right there, right?
There are 3, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, yeah, you probably should fire that off now then.
Okay. Wandering Emperor does the thing. Counter gets taken off the Wandering Emperor. Crashes in 2-turn clock. Here comes Wedding Announcement. Oh my gosh, that card.
Just so much value, man. So much value.
It is. Now, admittedly, I'm not being hateful because I've been doing mono white stuff since Savannah Lions, right? It's like way back in the day. Jeez, that is Wedding Announcement's quite a card. Sure enough, here we go. Blood Tithe Harvester gets fired off. Reflection of Kiki-Jiki, not going to bother trying to copy it. But here comes another Wandering Emperor to send the blowouts.
Just brutal.
Gotta put a counter on it. Now it's
brutal.
8-7-7. Is the game over? Is this it?
Yeah, I think this is pretty much it.
Reflection of Kiki-Jiki. Oh my goodness. Makes a copy of Blood Tithe Harvester. Oh my goodness. Makes another blood token. The Blood Tithe Harvester, the opponent did get the blowout, and that is exceedingly unfortunate if you're sitting on B370's side. But they did draw the perfect card to be able to handle the situation, which was another Blood Tithe Harvester to set things up. Now, admittedly, Rashgun can still just exile the Reflection of Kiki-Jiki with the onboard Wandering Emperor, but this is the price you pay, right?
Yeah, it looks like my white deck here is about to get the W, at least in round 1.
I mean, I feel like the Jun deck is just saying, this is a statement game from the Jun deck, I think. They're saying that we don't need game 1 to take down the match. We're going to take games 2 and 3 handily. I'm pretty sure that's
there you go again. There you go again, talking that noise over there.
Oh boy, here it comes, getting animated with the pilot and just saying, nope, it's time. We're getting into the red zone. Here we come, right?
Let's see it. So what is Jun's sideboard here after this loss?
There's quite a bit, but I'm not sure there's quite a bit against this mono white deck because there's 4 duress, which is awesome in a lot of matchups. But does it do enough here? I don't know. It gets the Wedding Announcements, it gets the Wandering Emperors, things like. I mean, I guess there's also the Restoration of Aganjo.
I don't think the rest really puts in enough work. I mean, when they're generating this many creatures, I mean, you kind of gotta. I don't know. Yeah. What are they running for sweepers? You said they got Gix, right? They got the Gix command. So
they do have Gix command. There's 2 of them in the main, but there aren't any in the side at all. There is Brotherhood's End. There's 2 Brotherhood's End in the side, which is pretty good, right? That's the one that deals 3 to each creature and each planeswalker, notably. And it's also notable that the Jund midrange deck is not playing any planeswalkers, 0 planeswalkers in the 75. Well, no, I'm sorry, in the main deck. There are 2 Lilianas in the side, so I don't know. Maybe they bring in Liliana the Veil. Do you think Liliana does enough?
Copy your peasant. Copy it.
Peasant?
Copy your legendary peasant.
I mean, I don't see it. There's some more spot removal. There's go for the throat. There's another cut down. There's an abrade. And spot removal is fine a lot of the time, but it's not great here, right?
No, I think if they have anything by the way of sweepers, anything that can help in that arena, that's about it. That's about all they can hope for.
Yeah, so just the 2 Brotherhoods then, maybe? I don't know. That's kind of rough. I do want to remind everybody we're between rounds that Magic Jank are sponsored. So definitely drop in a look over there at Magic Jank. They're doing you folks a solid by giving you tournaments on the regular from our wonderful Hollywood Pizza friend here. So definitely just pop in and look. Can't hurt to look, right? I mean, maybe you buy stuff, maybe you don't, but give it a click, can't hurt. And it tells Magic Jank that, you know what? Hollywood Pizza is generating traffic, and our advertising dollars are not going to waste by sponsoring these tournaments. So definitely worth a look. So definitely give a click over there. Big thank you to Hollywood Pizza for putting this thing on. There were commentators handling the first 7 rounds of this tournament, so big thank yous to them as well, and a thank you to my illustrious co-host Staxx Rocman. Definitely should be checking out Staxx's YouTube channel and eventually the Twitch channel as well, I think. Big thank you, my friend, for sitting alongside me for this fantastic journey.
Always happy to be here with you guys. And shout out to Webby226 has followed. So I see that on my feed over here. So shout out to you, man. Thanks for the follow.
For sure. Looks like we're into the game. B370, of course, on the play, gets to start off with a Triome. It is not a Triome because somebody screwed up in the naming, but darn it, it is a Triome because it's a 3-color land, and I'm stubborn. Rash Gun goes ahead, goes to the plains, no turn 1, then a second plains, and they get Unlicensed Hearse, which feels like a really good card in the matchup. B370 follows it up on turn 2 with another would-be Triome, as it happens. It's actually Zatoro's Proving Ground, for those of you who are looking for the actual name. And then they go with a Riveteer's Overlook to find themselves.
This vehicle here, man, this vehicle is going to just make Jund have a very bad day.
Now, what does the Unlicensed Hearse do?
It exiles cards from graveyards.
My goodness, you're kidding me. So, do you mean to tell me that B370 is playing not exclusively, but a very large portion of their deck is...
Oh, he's getting rid of it. He's destroying it.
So here comes Brotherhood's End. Folks, this is one of the cards we were talking about. Very, very key card.
Yeah, that saved the day.
Yeah. Taking care of that is huge. Notably, folks, you'll also take a look at the 4th land drop there that came down. Very, very important. Argoth,
oh my gosh,
he got it back. Nature.
He got it back.
Oh no, with the Restoration of Aganjo, folks.
It is brutal, man.
I
think Jund is out of it.
No. Oh no. All right, Cruelty Gex gonna strip out a Sanctuary Warden, which is very good, but man, that that Unlicensed Hearse, that's gonna be tough. And I don't see how this gets straightened out. Oh my gosh, another Laydown Arms. The Restoration of Aganjo is just another huge value piece here. Turn after turn, gonna show up and make hay.
So much value, man. So much value.
Yeah. I can't help but wonder if maybe if B370 hadn't played a whole bunch of games of Magic, if they might not have made that error. I do think, I feel like it's pretty safe to call that an error, right? I don't think that was on purpose. Well, I mean, I think it was absolutely on purpose to cast the Brothers End, but not, I don't think that was a situation where they saw the onboard bring it back combo.
Yeah.
And again, that easily could just be fatigue. They've been playing all day.
Right.
It's match in, match out, just game in, game out. Oh no, are they doing it again?
What chapter is the saga on?
I don't know. It's covered up and I can't see. Please tell me they're not doing it again. Oh no. Oh, it is on.
Okay.
It is on one. It's coming back.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man, he did it again.
Please. Have mercy. Just stop. Don't. Oh, they threw another one.
Man. Wow.
Sometimes you're the lawnmower, other times you're the grass. And boy, oh boy, it feels like B370 is the grass here. Mono white just absolutely getting it done. Architect of Restoration gets first strike. There are no profitable blocks here. Gets to create a 1/1 at no additional cost. That's just value, no matter how you look at it. And the Restoration, or the Architect of Restoration, now a 4/5. A 4/5 Vigilance is a heck of a card. Of course, the Gix targets Titan of Industry, and doesn't matter what. Going to be exiled. And now the cruelty of Gix is going to go away.
You better be trying to hardcast that's what I was about to say. You better be trying to hardcast a Titan here. But Titan is going to eat the bullet here if he gets a land.
And I was going to say, you can't even really go after the whatever the heck that thing is called, unlicensed hearse, because the Architect of Restoration is just running away with it right now, right?
Yep.
Because they know Titan of Industry is going to go away, and they're in damage control mode. Right? This is not, I'm trying to look forward to the rest of the game. This is, I need to not die next turn. He
didn't get that land, so.
Did not get the land. That is a little bit of silver lining for B370 if you have to be on Team Jund. But folks, if you're on Team Jund, you're on life support right now. It is not looking good whatsoever. Presumably, you get in anyway.
Yeah, get in. Of course, you get in.
Because the laydown arms, they are sorcery, right?
Yep.
And folks, for what it's worth, if you're in mono white, you should be playing this card. It is a very, very strong Magic card. But it is being sorcery. Make no mistake, this is not Swords to Plowshares, right? This is a much fairer card, if one could say such a thing.
It is a good option for standard.
But in standard, that card is strong. So, is what it is. B370 recognizes that something's afoot because they could have laid down arms and elected not to. Trying to do whatever they can do to get the Wandering Emperor off the board. Of course, Rashgun recklessly blocking every way possible. Again, tipping off B370, I'm certain. 1 damage going to come through. I seriously doubt B370 is fooled. Going to jump in front of... No, does not jump in front of it. Takes the 1. And depopulate. Just cleansing the board. No cards drawn. And Wandering Emperor gets to be first back onto the board. Fable and Mirrorbreaker are going to do a little rummaging. Sending away that land, almost certainly 2 lands, as it were, and drawing 2 additional cards. Oh, man. Are there cards in B370's deck that can get him out of this, Staxx? Are we witnessing the end just slowly?
Another Titan, or a melded beast. A melded hasting trampling beast.
I mean, but that doesn't do it, right? I mean, because, oh my gosh. I mean, I want it to do it. I want this to work.
If he can somehow get, like, I don't know, Wind Grace on the board, and then, oh man, never mind.
Oh my goodness. If you've got small children in the room, you should probably escort them out just real quick. They can come back. You know, it's Magic. It's normally family friendly, but oh man, what's going on right now is not family friendly. This is an absolute beating.
This is Slaughterfield.
Yeah, jeez. Oh my goodness. They're going for it? Yeah.
Getting the enchantments out of here. Don't want them being able to siphon through cards.
I don't even blame him. Look at this. Look at this. B370 in full-on top deck mode with a meaningless 2/2 and some lands. 2 lay down arms in hands and just 10 life to work with. They get the perfect card off the top if Rash Gun wasn't holding 2
But this
lay
gets
down
exiled.
arms. Oh my goodness. This is just gross. Now, yeah. You don't even, yeah. You just go ahead and attack here, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Jeez. Ay. Down to 6.
My horse putting in that work.
They are. Oh no. Putting in real work too.
He was talking all that noise over there. This is what happens to noise talkers. 8370. Blame your loss on my co-host here.
That's fair. That's fair. I'll accept responsibility on that. B370 getting aggressive, sending that Goblin Shaman and the Titania into the red zone. This is not a safe red zone. This is danger first class. Reckoner Bankbuster gonna go ahead and draw a card. It's another to populate. Pilot, cruise up. Unlicensed Hearse. Unlicensed Hearse currently a 6/6, but it can be bigger. And blocks. And B370 better have something good.
Yeah, I was about to say 3 damage. 3 damage?
Okay.
Better have it.
I mean, that helps. That helps. Unlicensed Hearse is still nasty here. This is not good news, but
it cannot attack by itself, though.
Correct. That needs help. So that was a big deal. Want to remind everybody we are on just a bit of a delay, so big thank you to everybody in chat who's dropping follows and subs and things like that. We apologize for not being able to interact quite as intricately as we normally might. But a big thank you to all you folks nonetheless. Looks like Rash Gun goes ahead and grabs another planes off the top. That's 8 planes on the board, 2 in hand. That's a lot of lands. Boy, Takanuma. Does it get?
Oh,
hold
my
on.
God.
Hold on.
Oh my
That's
God.
the card.
Oh my God, no.
Is this the comeback story of the century? Is it happening?
No. Okay, well, is he going to make the 4/4? That's the question. Did he make the 4? Yeah, he made the 4/4.
Did make a 4/4. Gets cleaned up with the populate, which, you know, we're not surprised about.
Why are you playing this main phase? Don't. Oh, he's going to attack. All right, he's going to
attack. Yeah. Which this all makes sense. B370 still in it though. Was lethal in play, now not lethal. Just needs to draw perfectly. That's all. Oh wait, hold on. And this doesn't get there.
Can she meld?
Unfortunately,
she can't meld.
Yeah, darn it.
I want to see it so bad.
Me too. So, do you agree with this attack?
You can make a bear. Can you make a bear?
I think you can make a bear. That's what I mean. Oh. See, I don't agree with that. I think you make a bear there, right?
Yeah. Is it a sorcery speed activation to make the bear?
I didn't think so, but it's been a long time. No, let me look. Activate only as a sorcery. Yep, yeah. It is a sorcery speed activation. So, foolish casters here not seeing that. Bummer.
Yeah, he should. He if he'd have made the bear on his turn, just as a safety net, maybe.
Oh, okay. Go for the throw. I see why there was no bear there. That makes sense.
Okay,
that makes sense. Another Reckoner Bankbuster though showing up, and that is really unfortunate. All these cards. Lay down arms going to be able to show up.
Oh,
and
well,
sure enough, they can crew.
That's all she wrote.
Yeah. I don't. You spend a lay down arms here, right? You don't fool around. It's not time to play. You're going for lethal.
I mean, it won't be lethal because he's going to gain some life. So either way, you're not killing him this turn.
I suppose that's fair. So you're just saying make him block, call it a day.
Yep.
Oh boy. Solar Windgrace shows up. I mean, that's a heck of a card.
Yeah, does Soul of Windgrace have reach?
It does not, but it does gain life, right? Doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be able to discard a land.
Yeah. So if they're holding a land, then they can live.
Presumably they're holding a land. Like, maybe.
So gain 3 from the lay down arms, gain 3 from the Windgrace. Keeps you in it. All
10
right.
life.
Oh, wait, no. Can crew.
Yeah,
Crew,
right now.
win with the
Bomber
1/1.
man.
Yep, it's over.
Bomber. GG. Unfortunate.
That's how you do it.
Yeah,
White
unfortunate.
taking down Jun. Jun will not rise to greatness today.
Looking for the latest comic book to add to your collection? How about the last card for that Magic the Gathering Commander deck? Well, the comic book stores got you covered. Shop online at comicbookstore.tcgplayerpro.com or come in person at 30 North Main Street, Glassboro, New Jersey. Pizza people, are you enjoying the content? Don't forget, subscribe to the channel. It's free. Hit that bell icon as well. That way, anytime any of our new content comes out, you're able to see it right away. Hey, leave a comment down below as well. Tell us what you're going to play in the next event, or tell us what you're enjoying about the video. Don't forget, check out the description too. We've got tons of great content down below. And on top of that, we're going to have our tournament schedule too. So get in on it. Hope to see you.
Here was Mono White Midrange's tournament so far. Orzhov midrange, and Mono White took it down. Grixis midrange, and Mono White took it down. Mardu midrange, and Mono White took it down. Grixis midrange, and it lost. The only loss of the tournament so far to Grixis midrange. Then Rakdos aggro, Mono White took. Mono White mirror. Well, no, I guess it was against Mono White aggro, which the midrange deck took down. Grixis midrange loses to Mono White again in round 7. And then now they get to see it again. This is not the first Grixis matchup they've seen, and their win rate against it so far today is 1-1. I'm sorry, is 2-1. So you very well may be right. This is likely a matchup that Mono White was prepared for, right?
He's ready.
Fair enough. Well, let's see. Let's see if we can get into it here. Rashgun keeping 7, a 4-lander. That's can pan out. You also might flood out.
Yeah. Right? I think with this hand, well, he's got the dog. He's got the good boy, so.
Sure. Do want to remind everybody, get your predictions in. This is very, very important. Predictions in chat. This is the finals. It doesn't get any bigger stakes than this, so definitely go ahead, get those in, and there is a giveaway. Get involved in that as well. Why not get involved in the giveaway? There's quite a few people here, no doubt, but not everybody's participating. Get in there.
People like free stuff. Get free stuff.
Yeah, Staxx, do we really have to sing the virtues of free stuff?
Free
Come
stuff.
on, you know, like, guys, get in there. Pizza in the chat. Get in there.
Do it.
Jeez. First couple of turns go by. Rashgun still with roughly, 6 dozen cards in hand. Apple's King, only 3 cards in hand.
That's not
this
good.
Grixis deck that is so adept at generating card advantage, generating onboard advantage, things like that, has 3 lands, a Reckoner Bankbuster, and a Fable the Mirror Breaker, but Destroy Evil going to show up here, wreck that Fable, and now Apple's King is
that play. I like it.
Yeah, it not looking good. I can tell you that. Apple's crashes in, gets a treasure, no blocks, makes a land drop.
All right, now Rashgun is getting into a situation where he's looking to be well positioned, pretty far ahead here.
For sure. Now, how do you deploy this? Is it just your own Reckoner Bankbuster, hold up Cathar Commando?
Yeah, most
You think?
definitely. Because I think that Apples is holding up a counter spell there, so you don't want to run your wedding announcement into that.
Yeah, I think I agree. This also presents you the opportunity to animate your Reckoner Bankbuster and get the blocks here. Is that a play you'd go for? Do you feel like that's exposing your Reckoner Bankbuster to too many removal spells?
Nah, you go for this because they're generating a lot of mana over there, so you got to stop that.
Sure.
Control having access to lots of mana is
All
bad.
right. So they tapped both blue sources, but that doesn't mean they're out of blue mana, right? There are those 2 treasures over there. They still have access to 4 mana. Oh, and a Shipwreck Marsh. So okay, make that 5 mana. Check that. 5 cards in hand. If they just pass the turn here, how do you navigate this next? Oh, they don't just pass the turn here. Invoke Despair. Getting a creature, getting an enchantment, getting to draw a card. That's a pretty big beating. But do you feel like that puts Apple's King ahead now? Or do you feel like Rashgun is still very much in this?
Rashgun's still in it, but I mean, Apples has a lot of cards in hand, and Control having lots of cards is never a good thing.
Sure enough. Looks
I liked it better when he only had 3 cards in his hand.
Yeah, that makes sense. Notably, Corpse Appraiser, again, that 3 power, not just an individually powerful threat on its own, but the 3 power, very, very important in the meta, considering the importance of Reckoner Bankbuster. Being able to animate Reckoner Bankbuster, a very, very important aspect of that Corpse Appraiser, and a little bit of an underrated one. Corpse Appraiser, very powerful on its own. But
I tend to not like to see it because I have I tend to want something out of my graveyard, and then he comes along and removes it.
Yeah. Oh boy, for sure. Now, since you're sitting in the mono white seat, how do you feel about being able to jam another wedding announcement? Do you feel like that puts you in a pretty good spot here, or are you still feeling pretty uncomfortable against the 6 cards in hand?
I mean, I like that he was able to get that second copy down because I estimate that another invoke is going to be coming here. So,
Sure. Oh boy. Now, if another invoke comes or shows up, I feel like we'd have to say Rashgun is well behind, right? But let's just speculate here for a second that Apples doesn't have another invoke. What's the path to victory here for Rashgun? How do you navigate 6 unknown cards from your Grixis opponent?
Oh man, it's rough.
Do you feel like it's just kind of jam your cards, just pray they don't have it?
I think
or is there more nuance to where is there are there tricks in this sort of matchup where you're deploying your cards kind of all at once in one big turn, or do you stagger them out to try and gain value over the course of many turns?
What does this thing do?
Holy crud, folks! It's Blade Coil Serpent. Are you kidding me? Was not expecting to see that here. That is a very, very strong card. It's just a 1 of. Mythic 5/4. It costs 6 and X. You can pay more if you want. For each blue spent, you draw a card. For each black spent, each opponent discards a card. For each red spent, it gets +1/+0, gains trample and haste. Naturally, there was no red mana spent. There is no trample and haste here. This is all about making Rashgun discard and maybe putting a card or 2 in their own hand. But Apples just animates with the pilot, crashes in with both the Reckoner Bankbuster and the Corpse Appraiser. Rashgun down to naught but a single Sanctuary Warden in hand, feeling the heat for sure.
I think he's running Farewell, right? Is he running Farewell?
There are farewells in the list, but not in the main. There's 3 depopulates in the main.
I think he's going to end up dropping his game 1 then. He's not doomed yet, but I mean, he's getting pretty close here.
Sure enough, Reckoner Bankbuster gets crewed up. Not wasting any time, saying it's red zone time. And
Oh my gosh.
Brotherhood's End.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's hard. That's brutal. He's probably gonna get hit with an invoke here next turn, probably.
Oh my goodness, go for the throat, just as bad. Keep in mind, folks, Rashgun is at 13 life. That is not a lot of life points. Down to 9 here. I was going to say, if there's any follow-up, which, of course, Apples knew they were the one to board sweep. They knew there was going to be a board sweeper coming. They were ready to deploy a Blood Chief Harvester. I'm sorry, a Blood Tithe Harvester post-combat, which is able to animate the Reckoner Bankbuster all on its own. Boy, it doesn't take too many swings from Reckoner Bankbuster to end your life when you're at 9. Notably, they did pick up and lay down arms this turn, so we'll be able to clean that up should they need to, but they won't be cleaning up the Reckoner Bankbuster. They'll just be cleaning up the Blood Tithe Harvester. Now, admittedly, Apples values getting rid of that land, filtering that card draw a little bit, and gets rid of a swamp using the Blood Tithe Harvester's blood token. 4 cards in hand against Rashgun's Plains and Laydown arms.
Invoke? Invoke is going to seal
you just
the deal.
Animate and jam here?
They might have Invoke.
If you're Apples? Because you got to assume Apples has one removal spell at least. It's Grixis.
Well, if he had
Invoke and have one of them not be a removal spell, right?
If he had Invoke, he would just he would probably jam it.
I am not sure. 4 cards. Looks like Gix's Command shows up. Return up to 2 creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Each opponent sacrifices a creature they control with the highest power, folks. Oh my goodness. Corpse Appraiser shows up. But you know what else showed up? Blade Coil Serpent. Jeez. That is a beating.
It's over for Rashgun now.
Oh my goodness. Jeez. Looks like not looking good. 1 second there.
Land off top, that's game.
Jeez, darn it. I apologize, Staxx. I didn't hear you there for several minutes. I think my earpiece went out. If I talked over you, I apologize for that.
Oh, no, you good.
All right. And looks like, sure enough, as you say, Apples brings home game 1. Oh, boy.
Man,
All right.
What can you do right here, man?
So we're just looking at this. I mean, the farewell is tempting, but you're the one running 8 creatures because you got all these enchantments, right? You
right.
I feel like I probably would trim all the depopulates, I think.
Yeah, those are pretty useless.
Yeah, though admittedly, it looks like Rashgun is keeping them in, probably because Rashgun says, I'm on the play. Right? Yeah. If I need to sweep the board, I need to sweep it early so I can take advantage of the tempo, I guess. But I don't know. Looks like Apple's taking their time, trying to be careful. They took down game 1. Now, if I'm giving you the opportunity, Staxx. You want to jump ship? Is it time? I mean, Apple's already got one game.
Jumping ship, man.
No, you're riding this mono train.
I'm riding till the wheels fall off. Okay.
All right.
They may end up falling off this match, this turn.
All right. Fair enough.
I got faith in you.
I mean, and I agree. I do think they have the chops. Admittedly, that Grixis draw was really good. And for what it's worth, sometimes, folks, no matter how prepared you are for a matchup, no matchup in Magic the Gathering is 100%. It just doesn't exist. You might say, oh, I crushed this matchup. And what do you mean by I crushed this matchup? It's 70-30? Well, you know what that means? Your opponent's going to win 30% of the time. So that doesn't, You're not happy about it. But sometimes, folks, oh no.
Oh, man, no.
That's
with all of my 30 years of Magic experience, I can tell you that this opening hand for him right here is pretty bad. It's
so
it's not impossible. It's not impossible.
And we've all sat in Rashgun's seat here and there. And now the first thing I feel like you've got to overcome from Rashgun's seat is tilt, right? When you're going to the last match, you feel like the world's against you. It's all on the line, and you need this win. And then boom, you pull up a hand, you got them all again, right?
Is Apple stuck on all swamps? Apple is stuck on all swamps.
But with Apple stuck on all swamps, Rashgun's got to be favored here already, right? Because Rashgun's stuck on all planes. But you know what? When you're a mono white deck, that's okay.
He's stuck on all swamps.
Oh my goodness, the fourth
Elspeth. Elspeth, let's go.
Folks, Elspeth is the sort of planeswalker that gives you so much flexibility. I want to stress that card very, very strong. The fact that you can go up and maybe ultimate is very, very strong. But you know what you can also do with that? You can minus it and get a wedding announcement, number 3 onto the board. This is huge.
Goodness. I take back what I said. It was a great hand.
All right. Well, this is a game, folks. Now, admittedly, you'll note there's another little artifact next to those 2 Reckoner Bank Busters. They go with another swamp, if you can believe that. 5 swamps, but Fable the Mirror Breaker shows up even off of all those swamps because they were able to create a treasure. Very, very important there. One of the really odd things that people often forget about Reckoner Bankbuster is once you have drawn all the cards and it becomes a creature, not only do you make the pilot, you also get to make a treasure, which is huge for Apples. Is it enough though?
Man, I don't know.
Is Apples in this game?
Did he have like 10 lands in his sideboard and he just swapped them all out for swamps or something?
You should know, in the Grixis control list, there are a total of, now, not great at math, but there are a total of 5 swamps in the 75.
Wow.
Now, I'm not great at math.
Wow.
But when I count Apple's swamps, I count every last swamp in the main, and there are none, of course, in the side. There is still a Takanuma. So if we were going for all of the only black sources, they could still draw into a Takanuma, but
he should go play the lotto today.
Yeah. Oh boy. Looks like they crash in. I assume that's just to create a treasure, and Rashgun has the same read. 7 mana now available. 1 of any color. 1 of either red or black, and just a mess of black sources. Brotherhood's End going to show up.
Okay. All right.
That you needed that. That's where you start if you're Apples, right?
Yep. And now you got to follow up with Soul Transfer.
Soul Transfer. That's Apples in this thing. Not happy with the way things have panned so far. No doubt.
He dug himself out of that hole.
Yeah, for sure. Still 5 cards in hand too. And remember what we were talking about earlier. This Grixis deck knows how to make cards happen, right? It develops advantage all game long. Now, while there are no blue sources, Rashgun says, I'm going to go ahead and create a 5/5.
Keep the pressure on.
Yeah. Because with 3 wedding announcements flipped, that is giving +3/+3. So that little samurai is now a 5/5. Sure enough, Invoke Despair shows up. I'm sure that's exactly what Rashgun was afraid of. But a 5/5 when your opponent's on 9 life?
Right. You're obligated to block, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure enough, Apples.
Yes.
Says that's it. Now, notably, folks, Apples back on the play in these mid-range matchups that can be very, very important. Now, a lot of the time they come down to card advantage and the way they can both, develop their board and all that sort of thing, but also, how quickly they can deploy their threats and in what manner and everything like that. So being on the play could easily give Apples the little bit of advantage they need. Real quick, folks, want to remind everybody there's been giveaways going on all day. Thank you to Hollywood Pizza for all that. Thank you to Magic Jank for doing those things. Make sure you drop a follow if you're in here enjoying yourself. So you can support the stream even in ways that are free. Also, if you can afford it, drop in a sub. Can't hurt. If you maybe are the sort of person who has Amazon Prime, you can drop an Amazon Prime sub. It costs you nothing. You've already got one. Go ahead and drop that here too. Wouldn't hurt. Looks like Apple's already off to the races, going with a turn 1 tapped land into Xander's Lounge, as it turns out, into a turn 2 Sulphur Springs, and deploys a Blood Tithe Harvester. All the while, Rashgun has just been going plains into Restoration of Iganjo. The catch is, on turn 3, Apples was able to slam, you guessed it, the same card everyone else in the format besides Rashgun is using, called Fable of the Mirror Breaker. This card is ubiquitous. Now, which side are you on, Staxx? Are you on the banned Fable side?
I don't think it needs to be banned. I think it's perfectly fine. I mean, it gets used at any opportunity it can be used, but it's a fine card.
It's very strong. We're in agreement there.
It is that.
Yeah, but yeah, I think I agree. Like, it's frustrating, and if someone comes to me and makes the case that I don't want to see it anymore, well, I think we're in agreement there. Holy crap! Seeing that card come down across.
Do I want to see it in my matchups? No, but
no.
I mean, just because I prefer not to see it does not mean it should be banned.
Agreed. And it shows up here and does flip over. Goblin Shaman going to crash in, deal 2 more damage, make a second treasure. Notably, the mana base working out just fine here for Apples this game. Reflection of Kiki-Jiki, getting ready to come off Summoning Sickness. Do you deploy the Sanctuary Warden here?
I think I'm exiling that Kiki-Jiki.
Okay, here is Sanctuary Warden. This feels like a pretty aggressive line to me. Oh my gosh,
yeah, I mean, that's what I was going to say. I mean, I don't agree with deploying that because it just gets countered probably. Now you're in a bad situation because they got Kiki-Jiki online and you're going down the road of losing Magic.
Okay, so Staxx, I've seen bad situations before. I've been on a mulligan to 5 or whatever. I'm not going to lie to you. This doesn't look like a bad situation to me. This looks like a lost game of Magic. Now, I'm not saying Rashgun's out of it, but how do you come back in a situation like this?
He would have been better off exiling that Kiki-Jiki and just passing the turn. But now it's not looking too great. I think this is a lost game of Magic. And then here's another Mirror Breaker.
Okay, hold on. Here we go. For every Mirror Breaker, there is a wedding announcement, and boom, it shows up. Now, Lay Down Arms, instead of going after Kiki-Jiki earlier, goes after a Goblin Shaman now. Not gonna lie, it doesn't feel very good. And Fable does do a bit of drawing cards.
Invoke here just destroys you.
Yeah, Invoke is game over. I mean, not literally, right? But I think it would be game over. Like, I can't envision a set of draws where you live through Invoke.
Right. Uh-oh. Now we're doing things. That's a heck of a card, folks. Elspeth Resplendent is a magical card. Comes down, immediately goes down. If there was anything that he could draw, Elspeth was it. So
no wedding announcements there. Just Reckoner Bankbuster. I don't know. Reckoner Bankbuster just isn't enough, is it?
Nah. Too far behind to be spending mana to draw cards. You can draw a card here.
I mean, and Apples doesn't need to draw cards. Apples has 3 cards in hand, plus this, really powerful onboard advantage. They're not even worried about Elspeth Resplendent. They're just saying, no, your face is the place.
Yeah, I think you got to double block the vampire here.
Yeah, because Reflection of Kiki-Jiki ends the game with repeated activations. Of course, Rashgun's saying, I guess I can't beat that anyway, so I'm going to draw with Reckoner Bankbuster and draw into like board sweepers or removal spells or something, because I can't beat the Reflection and Blood Tithe Harvester anyway, right?
Yep, and that sucks. Elspeth's gone now. No! My magic wife. She's gone.
Yeah. Ay, ay, ay. All right. What's the card off the top? How do we get out of this? Spirit Companion, not the one.
Oh,
Reckoner
no.
Bankbuster, not the one.
If
Spirit Companion does
that
redraw, though.
Kiki. Oh, no. Oh, no.
So, was the Plains the one? Was that the one you were looking for? Was that?
That specific Plains was, yes.
Okay. All right. We
can get that Kiki Jiki out of here. Get him out of here.
All right.
We're not dead yet. We're not dead yet.
Blood token gets cracked, draws a card. Kiki Jiki goes away. I mean, okay. You know what? You're right.
Still alive.
We are not dead yet.
No, don't attack. Do not attack.
Please don't attack. That seems like a bad idea. Because notably, folks, remember, wedding announcement flips into wedding festivities. Now all of these are 2/2s. We're not threatening Apples' life total yet. That's not where this game is at. We're not there.
I just don't want to see an invoke. I don't want to see an invoke. That's the only card I'm trying to dodge here.
Correct. Yeah, 100% agreed. Apples unable to swing. Oh, that's a good one. Another wedding announcement is a heck of a card, folks.
Come on.
Into laydown arms?
Come on.
Are we on the comeback train? Is that where we're at?
Choo,
wedding announcement?
Choo.
Have you turned the corner yet? Rashgun says no. Need one more turn. They're trying to dodge that invoke. They don't want to die to invoke. That's fair. Now, if invoke happens, you can give up your Spirited Companion and not one of your wedding announcements. Do you do that? Probably.
I don't want them drawing cards. So I think I give up a token. I give up the Spirited Companion. And I probably give up the flip wedding announcement. Just for the sake of them not being able to draw cards. Because them drawing cards right now is not where you want to be.
Sure. Looks like Reckoner Bankbuster going to be drawing some cards. Oh. Okay, hold on. 25 is a lot of life to choose through.
Don't run into a counter spell right now. Don't do it.
Casualtied make disappear ruins your day, right?
Yep.
So you hold on. You've got there's 10 mana on board and another Plains in your hand. You've got 11 mana. There's no reason to worry about any number of soft counters, right?
All right. Yep.
I agree with that. Sanctuary Warden. Disdainful Stroke, right? No counter spell. Sanctuary Warden shows up into Wandering Emperor. Hold on.
Wow.
All right, pick a seat now, Staxx. Are you comfortable still sitting in white?
I'm comfortable. I've never gotten off the train, baby.
Yeah. Oh, man. And sure enough, Apple says, I've got a block here. Does that mean there's a board sweeper coming? That's got to, right? This is Brotherhood's End.
Brotherhood's End might be the thing right now.
Brotherhood's End into Invoke? Yeah. Now, Wandering Emperor. Okay, Wandering Emperor showing up here.
Now, if they play Invoke, you can flash in that Wandering Emperor to keep yourself from being totally wrecked.
Now, would you have flashed in the Wandering Emperor there and tried to save one of your creatures?
No, I'm preparing for Invoke here.
Okay, sure.
All right.
And Soul Transfer. I mean...
Crew? Yeah, Crew.
Yep.
Because they still could get Invoke off.
Agreed, and you don't want to die to it. And, okay, now, do you flash in Wandering Emperor now? Just make a dude.
Yeah, I think you got to go for it. You can't sit around and just wait.
A 21 life is a lot of life to chew through, but if you never get started...
Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah. And, accidentally cruise. Intended to draw a card, but we got a little click happy there. Then there. The final counter comes off, and they make a pilot.
All right, cool. I like this. You're not dead to an Invoke now. I like this.
Yeah, this is actually Holy crud. This is great. Look at this. Look at this. Do you pull the counter off Wandering Emperor here? Yeah, I was gonna say I think I would.
Yeah, you want to get in as much damage as possible.
And then you crew up with the 3/3. Do you crew up with the Sanctuary Warden as well? I think so.
Oh, it's just gonna pump the guy.
Not getting in with the other the other Reckoner Bankbuster. Okay.
And that Bankbuster can't draw any more cards, so he might as well have swung with it.
I mean,
you're not facing any haste or nothing like that, so
yeah, I agree. I'm trying to figure out what Rashgun might have been thinking. Folks, you'll remember not but a couple of minutes ago, we were saying, this looks like a lost game. Oh no, but this mono white deck came up with the right top deck after the right top deck here, and it can generate cards. Look at this. Rashgun's now the one with 4 cards in hand. Essentially all business. Yeah, okay, Iganjo is a land, but it's a spell. No, you don't you don't need land number 13. It's a spell. Yeah. And you might not purposefully deck a deal 4 damage to an attacking or blocking creature in today's magic environment. But
when it's stacked onto a land, I mean, why not?
Yes, exactly. And it can do things. Now,
I mean, I always run it any chance I get as a one of.
100%. Yeah, 100%. And I play a lot of Explorer and Historic. I play a lot of Historic. I run it as a one of every single time.
Apple, are you thinking?
3 cards in hand. What are those cards? What is it that Apples is doing over there?
He's thinking about this loss he's about to receive.
I mean, maybe. Like, you are facing down Sanctuary Warden with 2 preventing destruction counters. The buffers between it and being destroyed. And you've got any 2 of the other ones are, oh my word.
No.
Blade Coil Serpent.
Wow.
Coming down for all of the red mana able to be pumped into it.
But
it is red.
But it is going to meet an Emperor.
It's going to be introduced to the Wandering Emperor. Oh no! Iganjo!
Oh!
We were just saying this is a spell. I wasn't kidding, folks. It is. And this one is uncounterable.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Jeez.
Can you even imagine? Here's Atwara. I mean, that's awesome and everything. But
stay on the train, baby.
Enough.
We stay on the train to the end, baby.
It rode that train to completion right into the victory lap. GG, folks. Yes. We were saying this looks bad. And I quote, this looks like a lost game of Magic, right?